Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Fallout New Vegas Bounties 2. So here we are at Crimson Caravan with our new golden gun. Uh, it varies. I look this way and it looks very muted and okay, but I turn this way and it suddenly shines, and I don't know. I really like it. So we need to do something here and find, or rather, we don't have to, but Young Hearts is here. And find Jack's love interest. Well, I don't need a quest marker to tell me who it is.
I
It's
hear a troublesome legion.
You should go talk to Blake or Alice. They handle most of our contact with visitors.
this is Janet. Janet's cool. I don't suppose you watch the boomers over in Nellis sometimes, do you?
I watch all sorts of things with my binoculars. Who wants to know?
Sorry
And
about that.
why?
Sorry about that. Bumped the mic trying to mute it so I could cough without blowing out your ears. I've been inside Nellis. There's a young man there who has a crush on you.
Nice-looking blonde boy? I always wondered if he was watching me back. What's he like?
He's a catch. You should see him blush when I flirt with him.
Well, you don't have to do that anymore. Sounds like I better hurry to him. Any chance the boomers would let me visit Nellis?
I'll ask Pearl to make an exception for you.
This is so exciting. Let me know how it...
Camp got razed
Indeed.
to the ground.
Now, you can complete this actually pretty quickly if you just fast travel back and forth. The one thing that always makes me...
Hello?
I can't actually get up anywhere. But yeah, exactly how are these two staring longingly at each other? I mean, there's mountains in the way between Crimson Caravan and Nellis. Makes no sense. Let me adjust the mic there. So, instead, we'll get to that eventually, but what we're going to do right now... I actually have a teleportation point that we could teleport there, but... What I'm going to do now is wait for the loading screen to finish, and then we're going to
I
head...
hear a troublesome legion camp got razed to the ground.
Yes, I know, I did it. Sheesh. I presume they're talking about... No, actually, I did both of those. Forsworn and Nelson... not Forsworn. Cottonwood Cove and Nelson. So I've been to both of those. But, yeah, it's not so bad. I really am a big fan of... Alright, let me try that again. I really prefer New Vegas's... Oh, excuse me. Please die when I shoot you.
That takes care of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't have any companions. Yeah, you were startlingly tough for somebody with basically no armor. Maybe if we're gonna be in here, we should switch to that. Although I think for that particular fight, All American would have been the best option. Right, so we'll run past the door. Yep, we'll just sprint past that guy because he's a kid, because he's annoying. Yeah. Oh, it's been a while. I'll bet the rats are back. So basically what we're doing is heading to Cerulean Robotics, because now we have the skill to basically jury-rig the machine into operation. And you could have fixed it with parts, but I kind of sort of forgot that it was even a thing I needed to do. Oops. But it's okay. Basically, I do want to be able to build a couple of particular kinds of robot. That's the wrong way. You gotta go over here. One of them is the Assemblatron. I think that's what it's called. But it is basically it allows you to build. It's a robot that allows you to build other robots. Okay. Yep. The rodents are back because... Okay. Excuse me. There we go. Maybe this is not the right gun. No, not high explosives, thank you. Okay, wait a minute. Magnums. There we go. Okay. Wow, those guys were really, really tough. Is there any more in here? Yeah, you killed some Protectrons. No. Wrong button. Okay. There we go. There's the right button. It's awful dark. It's also very dark in here. Alright, so let's reloot the Protectrons. Search. Nope, I do not want to repair the robots just at the moment. And Protectrons are... I won't say they're useless, because that would be an unfair assessment, I guess is the word. But they're not useless. They're just not as good as some of the other robots. Or, let me rephrase that. They're not as good as most of the other robots. I mean, and it's not an entirely fair comparison. I mean, if you were to put one, say, up against Highwayman just sort of demolishes all competition, at least within his specific field. We will meet some robots, and it's time to start taking the what is the name of that perk? And do I have any? No. There's one specific perk that allows bonus robots, and we need all ranks of it. Okay, so this machine looks broken. It looks quite complicated, but you could jury-rig it to work with a fair bit of knowledge, or you could get the copious amounts of spare parts it requires. Well, let's just jury-rig it. You successfully jury-rigged the robot assembly line to work. Looks like it broke partway through building a robot janitor for the Cerulean Robotics shop. Now, the robot janitor here is kind of important. One robot janitor requires one hammer and 2 robot spare parts. Well, now I know there's a hammer here by default, but I've looted it already, which is kind of annoying. No. I mean, it's not an impossible task. We can... Now, do we have the stuff to make robot spare parts on us? Alright, we can make a robot spare part. We can make a couple of robot spare parts, actually, which is good. We do not have a hammer. Or the ability to make a hammer. That's fine, actually. That's not the weapon I need. I need my... Okay. Stop it. Thank you. I need this. I should compare this to a regular hunting rifle at some point, by the way. Is this moddable? Ah, it is moddable. Right, I have the WMX World of Pain compatibility patch. Alright, so we're gonna set custom location, set location 1, which used to be the Highwayman. But now, rather the crashed Highwayman out south of Prim, that is now our large angry murder robot instead. So, I'm gonna go through here, and in here, and you'll notice I did remember to turn off my flashlight before we teleported to a new area. I have considered playing with brighter Pip-Boy lights, and found that I just don't like the feeling. I mean, the only place I've ever found it to be useful, and hated that I found that I had to have it useful, was in the Beyond Boulder Dome. If you've never played it, it is truly obscenely dark. Now, do we have any more? We do not. Alright, I was looking to see if we had any more robot spare parts on us. Are we invisible? Yes, we're invisible. Yeah. I don't know why ammunition stock keeps popping up, but there you go. Right, so let's... Stop it. Let's go ahead and teleport to the field. But yeah, Beyond Boulder Dome is a pretty good mod up until you get to a certain point at which you have to go... Oh, right, that happens every time we come in. The robots re-die. So, yeah, only 40 repair skill to actually make the guy. You have success. You have successfully repaired the robot manufacturing machine, and can now use it to build any robot you are qualified to repair. The robot janitor you have just built will remain here, clearing out the rats. A fast travel marker to the machine has been enabled to the machine, and you can fast travel out of this room. Well, that's kind of helpful. So if you're fast traveling, you can, if we go to our world map, you can not only fast travel, say, to here, but then you can come back to the Cerulean Robotics.
How may I serve you, mistress?
Good morning, ma'am. How may I help you? Barter 30. Do you offer any discounts for business customers? If you have the less than 30 barter check, it's something along the lines of robot cheapen thy wares. Ah, excellent news, sir. As a fully certified technician, we will be happy to write up your transactions as business purchases minus 10% tax. Have any supplies? Fantastic. So this robot is stupidly good for two reasons. One is that he very often has broken or occasionally ones that are listed as destroyed. Now he doesn't have any working ones, which he will also occasionally have. The other thing he has is, I believe it is a complete set of these notes. And Mr. Orderly Manual is something we'll have to get into later, but we'll buy them now because they're kind of interesting. And anything, this one we've already picked up, so it has no cost, and it's a very clever bit of coding from Talkie Toaster, which is the mod author, that you've got it now so that you don't, and so now you know you have it, so you're not rebuying everything. But we have the caps, so we're going to go ahead and buy one of everything. Yep, iBot memo, hoverbot note. And I love the fact that all of these things are as notes or memos or letter of complaint. That's about the flamethrower cannon for the Mr. Handy bots. But then he also sells quite a lot of the upgrades, the floating eye failsafe circuits. So this means that it will sometimes come back to life, which is kind of useful. This one we're going to need to make a lot of, and the reasons why I will explain. But removes explosion from the missile launcher, increases damage, ups the rate of fire. Well, I'll have to build one and show it off, because there's no way to explain how useful it is. Goodbye. But you can see we're now getting notes for the various robots. We got the kinetic kill missile one. Alright, so if we go into our miscellaneous, and we have Mr. Orderly Cauterizing Saw, General Atomic User Manual, Mr. Orderly Prototype Portable Autodock. Error. File truncated. Continue. For use in field combat environments, the Mr. Orderly Surgical Saw can be upgraded to function as a heated, self-cauterizing implement to reduce the risk of infection and sterilize operation sites automatically. The upgrade module comprises a medical-grade bone saw and a basic hot plate fixed to the side. Due to the high temperatures involved, care must be taken to avoid burning hands or fingers on the side of the upgraded circular saw whilst it is in operation. Please do not store Mr. Orderly so upgraded in or near any locations used for storing flammable goods. Revision 0.2a. Note: attempts to use a cauterizing saw to perform culinary tasks may result in damage to the unit and are not covered under warranty. Yeah. Toaster has a bit of a funny thing, but basically this adds fire damage to its buzzsaw attacks, which is pretty cool. Mr. Orderly Precision Laser Scalpel. Your Mr. Orderly Model 0.3B trial is fitted with a high-quality surgical-grade laser scalpel. Please ensure the utmost care and attention is paid to its maintenance. Lens misalignment or internal wear can result in accidental severe surgical trauma, laceration, or accidental amputation. Oops. The laser scalpel must be regularly calibrated with reference to a standardized conventional surgical scalpel to ensure beam width does not deviate beyond acceptable limits. In the event the Mr. Orderly model robot is discontinued due to lawsuit or similar and spare parts are no longer available, the laser scalpel can be kept functional by regularly replacing lenses with suitable camera zoom lenses. Please be aware in such a situation by continuing to use the Mr. Orderly and installing non-manufacturer standardized components, you waive your right to pursue litigation in the event of unit malfunction or mutilation. So, I don't remember if I mentioned this before, but anything that's in the asterisk, the camera or surgical scalpel, are what you use along with some robot spare parts to craft the mods, which is cool. One moment. Sorry. Hey Sarge, I was playing around with the Gutsy the other day, and I think I figured out how to up the output on the plasma cannon. Joe from 53rd Division mentioned he replaced his unit's Gutsy's broken plasma compressor with bits from a regular pressure cooker. I figure if we take a working Gutsy and fit it up with one, we can up blast size, really give the Reds a surprise. The aperture controller is not going to hold, though. I reckon if we added a camera shutter to bulk it up and used the shutter control to run it, it'll work fine. Those guys at Intel's whose asses we saved at Anchorage still owe us a favor, right? If you could swing it with them for a camera to go MIA, I could give it a shot. 51st could have the best damn Gutsy in the whole corps. Corporal Briggs, U.S. Army 51st Engineering Corps. Now this is a fun one. By default, it has the basic junky little plasma pistol. By turning it into a plasma cannon, it really does boost the damage. It also turns it into an explosive projectile. So it's not quite the detonation from the Q-35, but it's still quite a bit of power, and against large numbers of small enemies like rats or rodent or the mole rats, yeah, it really does the job. Now, Hoverbot Kinetic Kill Missile. Repcon Rocketry Division. We've come up with a trial solution for the new Hoverbot security detail. To replace the default high explosive rounds and reduce significant explosion risk, R&D suggests loading the missile with additional fuel and replacing the warhead with deadweight paperweights and scrap metal. With deadweight paperweights and scrap metal are the current test items. There's a hyphen there and you can't see it. Damage is dealt by kinetic energy transfer on impact. The damage is slightly increased and targets struck are knocked back by the force of the collision. We consider this to be a good compromise for enforcing site security without risk of collateral damage. Yeah, collateral damage. All the Robco robots tend to float around behind you. Yes, if what you're thinking does happen, you will have your hoverbots, and then all of a sudden your head has exploded and or is flying across the terrain because they've decided to attack an enemy and your face was in the way. So here's the Assemblatron. It takes one metal armor, a packed Mr. Handy, a packed Protectron, and 2 robot spare parts. Mini turret bots and regular turret bots are kind of interesting. I really don't like the regular turret bots. These are basically this is a laser. Stop it! This is a laser turret mounted on something like RoboBrain treads, but it tends to be so inaccurate that it spends more time shooting you in the back than it does anything else. Walking eyes are an odd one. They actually have a plasma weapon, which you can upgrade it into, excuse me, a plasma artillery. Then it, like the Mr. Gutsy, it has a small explosion radius and does a lot of damage. Mini turret bot's a little bit better. It's a gun turret on treads, and it's a little more accurate than the big turret bot. But we can now excuse me. We can now also build SentryBot Gatling lasers and SentryBot miniguns. These guys are both fun. The Gatling laser has a Gamma Gatling option, which means that its laser turns green and slices through damage and ignores damage resistance. I have never been impressed with it, and I don't quite know why. The minigun, on the other hand, gets Hot Shot Hopper, which gives it fire damage on its minigun, which is kind of cool. They both will also take a Tesla arm upgrade that replaces the missile launcher with a Tesla cannon. RoboBrains suck, so I can now make Securitron Mark 1s. It completely skips the... Now, I believe if you come at this with just the first perk, you can make jury-rigged Securitrons, but Securitron Mark 1s are better in every way. Unfortunately, it requires a grenade launcher, which is very hard to come by. RoboBrains... Recursobot Robobot... Ah! Recursobot Robot Manufactory. Now, this one's cool. Hang on. Do you have... And it's not working. Sometimes Quick Trades works with this, sometimes it doesn't. You don't have it. Ah. Oh, okay. I don't need the Robco remote. Although that's basically a gun that you point at point at enemies, and then it will. Right. Goodbye. Right. So I don't have a hammer on me. Let me go grab that real quick. Yep. Teleport home. Now, I wish there were a better way to get items out of your system at the house. If you played Minecraft in something like an applied energistics system where you could just say, give me a hammer from anywhere in this building and it would grab it. I know there's just the Sortomatic or the Sortotron or the Sortbot 9000, whatever it's called, that can do it, but I don't always want a hammer on me. So, yeah. Now, I do... Woo. Lag? Oh, Chasm was saving, alright. I believe I have some spare missile launchers up here. I have one, and I have a minigun, and a Gatling laser, so I could make... Excuse me. Either of the sentry bots if I were so inclined. They're not bad. The problem is, that, like the robots, you'll spend more time getting shot in the back by them than you will anything else. So basically, I build them, and the Tesla cannon sucks. The Tesla cannon version sucks, but I basically say miniguns only. Minigun, Gatling laser only. Seriously? Would you please stop spazzing every time I show up? But, floating eye is less than useful. Hoverbot. This is the one that we're going to want to build a bunch of, but for not quite yet. Multi-bots are kind of interesting. I don't have the stuff for them, and it'll take time to... I will make some, eventually. But, now we have one Recursobot robot manufactory, and if we turn around, it's in my inventory, because of course it is. Right, I forgot it did that. That's fine. So we'll drop you on the ground, and unpack you. And we have this... it's basically a... I love the fact that he just took the... Actually, this is a combination of the Dropbox model and the floor cleaners, which... I don't see one around here. Oh, no! Oh, okay. No. Bad rat. Yes, that was overkill. Yes, that was overkill, and no, I don't care. Basically, his task, or one of the tasks that he performs, is to run around and basically kill these things, because these will respawn, and then you come back and you find that he's busy killing them. But right, this is the Recursobot, and his function is build robots, and that's all he really does. But he can now build everything from himself that can be built out of the assembling machine. So I could take him back and build a multi-bot, or I can't quite remember what the Assemblatron does. Not off the top of my head. I haven't built one in quite some time. Multi-bots are interesting, and I definitely want to build one, but he really is a recursive bot because he can build more of himself, which is kind of hilarious. So I could build one here, and then take one up to Honest Hearts, and leave one there, and then have a manufacturer here, and then, well, in the underground hideout, because that's where this guy's gonna live, but, yeah. Okay, we need to go home, because I need to build, yeah, I need to do two things. I need to go home. Yep, take me home. And I love the fact that the robots will just teleport along with me. It's awesome. This is kind of a not doing much episode. Okay. You need to live... Oh, right, gotta press the button. Good job. Up the stairs. Your task will basically be to Where's the button? I have to reconfigure this whole... Alright, come over here. And you are invisible, aren't you? Because of course you are. Alright, fair enough. Oh, wait, now we're visible. Okay, so your job is to deploy and deactivate. And he'll basically... And now he's turned off. And if we turn him on, he'll... Yeah, we can talk to him, but he's not part of our companions. So basically it means we have a very own robot manufactory. Now, let's see. If we go to build robots, for a hoverbot we need a missile. I think I have missiles in here. Let's see. I don't. Missiles are downstairs. That's fine. We'll go grab a missile, and because showing off the turret bots or the hoverbots is kind of awesome, and that'll be the end of our episode. Then next time we'll actually get some stuff done. Give me a missile, thank you. Oops. Yeah, robot spare parts are one of the reasons I always collect scrap electronics, because you never have enough of them. Now, I don't know if somebody played through this mod and then thought of Automatron, or Automatron just sounded like a good idea. Oh, right, I forgot about the steam gauge assemblies. These are expensive. You're not with it. Ah, right. I keep forgetting that they just show up as a packed robot in your inventory. Yeah, anybody coming in this door gonna have a really bad day, because they're gonna walk straight into highwaymen, which is kind of funny. We've come outside and we have to get away from town a bit. Let's see, where's the most convenient? Yeah, I know exactly where to go. All right. In between episodes, I'm going to go into the training range, weapons range, the holographic suit, holographic suite, the training simulation thing in the. I'm babbling now. Ignore me. One packed hoverbot. Unpack you, and we now have a hoverbot. All right, so. Where is a target to attack? Do we have any ghouls? Let's go this way. You're friendly. I don't want to shoot you. Could have sworn there were some ghouls around here somewhere. Alright, well, we'll come this way and fight some geckos. Yeah, there's always geckos over here, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. There we go. Yeah, because this is not overkill in the slightest. Where you at? Aha. Okay. There we go. So now the hoverbot goes off to attack his target. And, come on, attack the target. Okay, come on. Yep, it's a flying missile launcher. Now, the downside is that it's really slow to attack. And yes, it may in fact lose to this bloatfly. It's also kind of hilariously inaccurate. Yes, let's not stand. Excuse me. Yeah, so far it hasn't managed to hit it at all, which is kind of annoying. Okay, look, you have a missile with splash damage. Do you want to splash your... Oh, for pity's sake. Yeah, so it kind of sucks in this mode. Yeah. Yeah, so what we really want to do is go back to the house, and by next episode I will build a kinetic kill missile for it. We can see exactly what it does when it's behaving the way it's supposed to. But until then, this has been Fallout New Vegas with Tracks 2. I will see you guys next time. Bye.